Indigenous round. What can we see from Latrell? Origin just around the corner. There's all opinions based on what that team may look like. We'll have a look now.
We are underway as Dejan Arce supplies the kickoff. It goes down to the northern end here of Accor Stadium. And it's Davey Mawali who will play it just outside the Rabbitohs tent. Damien Cook, who's played 17 State of Origin games. And the last 18, as it turns out, 6 series in a row that he's been a fixture in that New South Wales team. We'll wait to see him Sunday night, tomorrow night. And that remains the case. Chance here to press his claims as well. He on Koloamatangi. 15 short here of the halfway line as Cook comes back to this left-hand side where they look forward again through Mawali. Kick at the end of the set. Come down here towards Blaze Talagi, who makes the catch. Gets away from the initial chase there of Jack Whiten. And he'll play a 20 out from the Eels line. Good first set for the Rabbitohs, no mistakes. Got to their kick without incident. The Eels working it away from their own 20.
Yeah, it certainly was. We saw Regan Campbell-Gillard go after him physically. That's something that he's really tried to build his game on. And it was a nice take from Blaze Talagi, who was sensational last week. We'll get a real good look at him again as Paulo goes up over the 40-metre line.
Dummy half, Lussick. He finds Hopgood. They stop him pretty convincingly at the halfway line. The back end of the set, it's Brown on that right edge. Will kick towards the wing. Now it's Johnston standing underneath it, makes the catch there. He needs one try for 190 in his career to join the great Billy Slater as we go downstairs to Jake Duke.
Good evening, gentlemen. 2 struggling teams with interim coaches desperate for victory in season 2024. Parramatta, they're on a 4-game losing streak. The Bunnies have lost 6 on the trot. Both clubs have proud connections to the Indigenous community. Both will be searching for proud performances tonight. Conditions perfect. Let's see how it plays out.
Much better than this at this time of the year, just around the corner from winter itself. It's a very mild night here in Sydney. Back through the middle they come, where Koloamatangi in the fixture in the 13 jersey for the Rabbitohs at the halfway line when he plays it. They kick once again through Whiten, chasing down here to present a straight line on Blaze Talagi, who has that tape around the head. Whiten, a good chase there. Mawali with him as well. Sean Kepi also involved. They've got the Eels working it off their own 10. Good line speed here as well from Damien Cook in particular.
Yeah, really good signs from some of their leaders. You saw Whiten with the big kick and chases now. The Parramatta Eels look to shift coming out of their own end. Backed up by Damien Cook, as you mentioned. And that's the influence. There's a nice run through Koloamatangi. That's the influence that Jack can have, particularly when he decides to run the ball or chase his own kick.
Arce trying to keep it alive here, has put the ball down. They'll play it 40 metres out, so a chance for the Rabbitohs. One halfback. Harper was there. Come up with possession for South Sydney as Cook on dummy half. It's Koloamatangi. Sean Mitchell. Left-hand side, waiting for a chance. He's in that direction now as White finds Latrell. Goes out to Johnston. Arce was just behind him, so he had to pivot to end up with possession. Not knock it on. It'll be a slow play the ball off the back of it as it comes to Whiten. Puts it back underneath there for Mawali. The Rabbitohs have just the one more tackle. And they're flat. On that left-hand side, that's where they go. Mitchell hits the deck. It'll be a knock-on against South Sydney.
Yeah, really well handled there from the Parramatta Eels. I thought the fact that Blaze Talagi had put himself in the defensive line, that maybe they would have had an opportunity. But it was wonderful marker defence from Dylan Brown coming out and putting some pressure on that man there on screen.
Barlow here, just inside his own 20. We've had not quite 5 minutes gone, no score as yet. It's the third of 3 games. A remarkable afternoon of rugby league already here on Super Saturday. Hopgood, nothing doing there. Again, strong defence. Jacob Host there to stop him. 20 short of the halfway line. Barlaw once more will just make the meters available to him. Does well.
Yep. Some nice intent from the starting prop forwards from the Parramatta Eels.
To bend the line there, and off the back of it, Hopwood. Conservative set from their own end, as you would expect here, early doors, as Lussick waits at dummy half. Comes across to Brown. Kick down again towards Johnston, who looks to be the target of the night. Kicking on the right-hand side for the Eels. Johnston, another catch. Runs up there by Morgan Harper, who's on the team for Penasini. At right centre as Whiten gets a dummy half for the Rabbitohs. Johnston, spin there, left Hopwood in his wake. Taken down by Talagi. And then shuffled back row for the Eels, with Ryan Madison out with illness and Sean Lane coming off the bench for Trent Barrett.
You just get the feeling tonight, Warren, that we're going to see plenty of points. When you're going through both these teams and what the evidence they've provided throughout the season, defence hasn't been highly on the priority list. We could see a lot of points tonight as Sevo's under enormous amounts of pressure.
He was always odds against and making that catch. He took his eyes off the ball to run to a position, got there, but then in trying to pick up the ball once again, he was all at sea, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was Latrell Mitchell off the left foot over the far left-hand side, raked it across with plenty of height and movement on it. And Sevo, the first real opportunity here for the South Sydney Rabbitohs. They expect them to set up right post and have a big shape down that left-hand side.
So it's Kepi who takes it towards the uprights. Now they are set for that shift on the left-hand side. Mawali here. Runs by the front rowers. Now Cook looking back to the right edge. Koloamatangi to Harper, and now Mitchell, cut out ball. Comes out here to the right-hand side where Gagai is taken to touch pretty comfortably, it has to be said.
Play the ball.
Nothing doing there for the Rabbitohs, and Micah Sevo makes up for the error just a few moments ago.
Yeah, breathes a real sigh of relief, Micah Sevo. They numbered up well across that left-hand side. Russell and also Sevo. Wasn't much that Jacob Gagai could really do there.
Boys.
And they've had two opportunities already in this game, the South Sydney Rabbitohs, and they have come up with an error and then over the sideline. Just need to straighten up a fraction.
They have really battled 4 points, unsurprisingly, given they are 17th. It was one win from 10 games this season, but they've forced a mistake here. Put down here by Morgan Harper. And to give the Rabbitohs a chance once again from just outside the 20.
Just Morgan Harper coming into contact. And Mawali up over the top, loose carry.
The classic strip by any stretch there by Mawali. Loose carry by Morgan Harper. He might be under pressure here in a few moments' time.
Head right in, Blake. Shot clock off. Take head feet. Stay on.
Just taking their time getting set here. Numbers on the right-hand side, which is where they come. Whiten short ball. He'll just send Chicam there towards the line. He'll play it for Cook. Comes back to Mawali.
Johnny to the line.
Counting numbers down the short side. Goes to the open for the moment. Koloamatangi. He's only a couple of metres out when they take him to ground. Second real chance for the Rabbitohs this end of the field. Short ball once again. Almost reaching out. Chance there for Jai Arrow, and in fact, Chris Butler wants to take a look.
I have no try, mate, on tackle 4.
Well, he's got oh so
the ball
close.
Doesn't get to the ground at any point.
Jai Arrow out on that left edge. Short ball from Damien Cook between two defenders in Cartwright and Brown. Does he get the ball down? Oh, that's down. That's a try.
Jai Arrow maintains possession. Just need to determine if the ball touches the goal line.
Well, from that angle there, it looks like it absolutely touches the goal line. Jai Arrow, you can see right of screen. Doesn't score a lot.
He was watching on.
On this angle, we can see the ball touches the try line. We have a decision.
On the turf, he knew
He's happy.
it had reached the line. And off the back of the pressure early on here, it's South Sydney who lead the Eels in search of just their second win for the season.
And then they come off the for Jai Arrow. He's pretty happy with it. Yeah, he's not real sure, but he'll take it. It was a wonderful setup play. Harvey Norman replay. Damien Cooks faces out the right-hand side, comes back to Jai Arrow. Nice hard line between two defenders and does just enough to get the ball across. But as you mentioned, 3 errors already going in the way of the Parramatta Eels. Has just gifted possession towards the Rabbitohs, and the fingers up. The boys are happy as Latrell Mitchell adds the extras.
It is 6 points to nil here at Accor Stadium.
Jai Arrow just a 10th try of his career in what is game 149. Been a bit of a tough season for Jai Arrow. He had that shoulder injury to start the season that threatened to end his year at one point. Thankfully didn't have to undergo that major surgery. Out here for the Bunnies now, and he'll be hoping that there's a Queensland call coming in the next couple of days. Obviously played last year in game 1, picked up an injury, but has played and done a job for the Maroons before he gets to South Sydney Rabbitohs. First try here tonight.
Piece of work from dummy half by Damien Cook. Arrow crashes in. Harper confirms as much for Chris Butler, and a good thing he decided to check that. He thought maybe he'd come up short and played on. That would have been alarming for South Sydney. Kepi it is on the front foot here, leading 6 points to nil. Cook comes across to the try scorer himself, and they get a penalty. I'll put Parramatta under pressure here once again at the back end of this set.
Yeah, real spring in their step at the moment. Off the back of points, as you mentioned, they rolled up the field nicely. Inside the 10, the Parramatta Eels, and, well, it's been an awful start for them. They just haven't been able to have any sort of opportunity to get the ball in hand.
And begin here, 40 out from the Eels liners. Harper hands it off. Mawali. Take it down to 5 or 6 only. Cook swings it back. They go through Kepi, dancing in the line. Nothing doing there, just outside the 20 for Whiten. Koloamatangi spins his back, provides an offload as well. Comes back to Cook. He links up with the Arrow. Heads back towards the middle, slips over. Tries to get going. Was it knocked on there? It will be a knock on against the Eels.
Knock on.
Not South Sydney.
Middle scrum.
There might have been a ball put down there by Damien Cook, which went forward. The referee said backwards.
Yeah, it was Jai Arrow just coming back against the grain. Yeah, a little knock on there from Cartwright. Centre field scrum. Jack White starting to run the ball and look dangerous. Latrell Mitchell and White both fanned out this right-hand side.
Damien, head in. Ball in, mate. Thank you. Ball in. Break!
Taupa from the scrum with Cook breaking to that left-hand side. Tane Milne is stopped there just inside the Eels 10. Comes back to Mawali. Comes towards tackle there of Hopwood. 6 more plays coming up for South Sydney, so more pressure here on the Eels. Matangi doing some dancing. He reached out and he scored as well. Well, this is concerning for the Eels. In the week in which they sacked Brad Arthur, they cracked twice on their own line, and the South forwards just too strong, too committed early on for Parramatta.
Yeah, it certainly is. The South Sydney Rabbitohs just coming right through the front door. The Parramatta Eels, you see Blaise Talagi makes good contact, as to Hopgood, but Keon Koloamatangi, who's had a quiet season, he's had a sprightly start to this game, was able to break a couple of tackles and slam the ball down under the post. Far too easy early on in this game, 13 minutes into the contest. Through the teeth of the defence. And they're up and about, the Rabbitohs.
That they are. Latrell Mitchell from right in front makes it 12 points to nil. And they're just about keeping pace with the clock. Good effort by Keon Koloamatangi, who played in Game 3 of last year's Origin Series for New South Wales. So he's an incumbent, if you like to think of him in those terms. You said it's been a bit of a quiet season for him in 2024. It'll be fascinating to see what happens given all the injuries for the Blues, who ends up being named by Michael Maguire.
Well, as you mentioned, there is a lot of injuries for the Blues, but they are quite fit for luxury with their edge back rows at the moment, but for the Parramatta Eels, their middle forwards really need to tighten up. The South Sydney Rabbitohs aren't going around them at any stage at the moment, so Borlo and Hopgood and RCG really need to get the boys on the edge a little bit tighter defensively so they can feel a little bit more safe, because they are pouring through the middle at the moment.
It's Cook who finds Host coming through the middle here. They've had great success so far. Dylan Brown peddling defensively. Second try scorer, Koloamatangi, works it up here to almost the halfway line. Cook comes to Jai Arrow. Good meters here for the Rabbitohs off the back of their second try. Kick here, Mitchell on that left-hand side, hooking it back towards Sivo's wing. Awkward bounce for him. He's set upon pretty quickly. Coming through, Michael Cheekham was there to wrap him up. And Parramatta begin on top of their own line.
Well, it's so important that the Parramatta Eels are able to complete this set. They've only completed 2 for the entire game as opposed to 9 for the South Sydney Rabbitohs, hence the reason it's 12-0 on the scoreboard. Just need to find a kick and get into the groove, get into the cycle of the game. That's a strong run from Regan.
Just short of the 40 there. Lussick couldn't find the ball initially. They'll pick out Mitchell on the full, inside his own 10. Brings it back with some intent before skipping out to the left-hand side. Puts a step on as he comes towards Simonson. And he'll play it there 25 short of the halfway line. Been doing the kicking at the back end of sets. Latrell Mitchell, perhaps with all the injuries to the halves for New South Wales. He's trying to remind Michael Maguire he's certainly a halves option.
Well, we saw in the game just prior, the Penrith and also the Sharks. Madge Maguire was sitting in the stands, and boy, isn't there some concerns for the number 7 in New South Wales at the moment and the players that may not be available.
I think he looked ashen-faced as he saw Nicho Hynes leave the field. First off an HIA, and then the news coming through of a calf injury for Nicho Hynes. They're going down like flies. The options for the 7 and the 6 for New South Wales as Cook comes to Wyden, who has ruled himself out of eligibility again in 2024. Kick here down to Blaze Talagi. Clint Gutherson not due back until round 14 with that knee problem. Had a little minor knee surgery a few weeks ago now, so Talagi has been doing a serviceable job in that fullback role for the time being. Here's Russell. Trent Barrett, third club he's been in charge of as far as the NRL level is concerned. Sea Eagles and also the Bulldogs. Spent time at the Panthers, of course, as an assistant. He is in a situation, I'm sure, at the beginning of the season, he didn't imagine by round 12 he'd be the head coach of the Parramatta Eels. Kick down to Mitchell. They'll bring it back. Support out here. Yeah, guys there. Look at Mitchell move. Making a statement here. A couple of carries in these opening exchanges.
Well, it's always a good sign when you see Latrell Mitchell bring the ball back from the fullback role and he's able to find some space. Come off the left foot, put Sivo in 2 minds. Now Koloamatangi up over the 40.
Back of the Mitchell run here. They are just outside the 30 as Cook comes through Moali and then to Harper. From Whiten, away from Morgan Harper. They'll take it down here just outside the 20. Cook over his right shoulder. Moali is there. Towards Junior Barlaw. Here they are again from close range, having already scored twice through the forwards. The Albert rubbering off the legs there of Assi. It'll be
wasn't played open.
penalty.
He's offside.
Was diving on a helmet to Alungi, was in front of the Eels 5'8", and was deemed offside.
Well, they can't win a trick at the moment, the Parramatta Eels. It's all against them. Run of play, momentum. It was just a kick there that took a ricochet off Arcee.
Back.
Helmet was in front of him. They need to hang on here in the context of the game.
Don't think about making this a 14-point lead. They tap it. They want more points. Why wouldn't you when your record is 1-9? A couple of metres out. They play it there through Mowali. Cook coming back to Koloamatangi to Harper. Shifting on to Jacob Host. Well handled by Russell. Also Dejan Assi. And Gillard on top as well. Midway through the set. They're very flat there through the middle of the field. Koloamatangi gets the offload. Comes back to Cook. Thought about coming out the cheek cam and also Gagai beyond him. He takes the tackle there. Host from dummy half. Swings it through Koloamatangi. Mowali runs towards Junior Barlaw and almost beat him. It was only Talagi that stopped him. Cook, rubbers, a chance, still in play here. Eventually, it's Simonson who takes it dead.
Yeah, wonderful kick there from Damien Cook. Found some space out on that left edge. The reaction from Johnston, just a fraction off. He may have had a try opportunity. As Simonson cleans up, and they'll take every bit of the 30 seconds that they get here. Parramatta Eels, who have been under assault. 71% field position coming in the way of South Sydney as they go short. And Sivo,
he was on the fly and almost ended up with it. Instead, it's South Sydney who have it through Michael Chukam. What a sight he was, Sivo.
He had it in the mitts.
He did for a moment, boy. He's going to hit the ground running as well. Big Micah. Spectacular, no result. Now the Rabbitohs, Mowali.
Really doing the uprights. They're really doing a job through the middle at the moment, South.
So many touches for Davey Mowali early on here. Whiten now. Mitchell trying to shift it on there. Knocked down by Simonson. It'll stay in Rabbitohs' hands. Eventually Arrow picks it up. 6 more tackles. They're back inside the red zone. Whiten here. Jump out from dummy half. Mitchell just hands it off to Sean Kepi. Somebody to take it forward. Kepi going a long way. He's only a metre out when he'll play it here. Cook dropping back. Finds Jack Whiten off the left foot. Against the grain. Back towards the uprights. Popped good under pressure. Did well eventually. Now a pass to Harper. Shows it! Dives through and scores his first try in the NRL. A nice dummy from Dion to Harper. He was a Bulldogs junior. A couple of games for Tonga off the bench. And tonight he's a try scorer in the big time.
Well, a mountain of opportunity for the South Sydney Rabbitohs at the moment. They've seen Dion Tialpa crossover for his first NRL try. He's shown brilliant glimpses of this throughout the season in his limited time. That's the error that came up from Mike Acevo. Had a perfect catch at the ball. And then just a little bit of ball watching out on this left-hand side. Lussick just going across. Tialpa comes off the right foot, snaps back on the inside shoulder. And under a fair bit of fatigue, they have penetrated through the middle for the Parramatta Eels and South. 16 points to 0, kick to come. What a start it's been.
And off the back of a massive differential as far as possession is concerned, the Rabbitohs have had 11 of the last 13 sets in the game. They've scored 3 tries in that time. Latrell Mitchell converts, and it's 18 points to 0.
Dion Taupau in the side to replace Cody Walker. There he is up in the South Sydney coach's box. I had a conversation with Cody a little bit before kickoff, asked him about that injured calf and how it's going. He said if he was available, if he was picked for New South Wales, he would be available and ready to play. It's coming along really well, and it was just mostly precautionary that he felt that injury last week. So that is a little bit of positive news for New South Wales, considering what happened with Nicho Hynes. If Cody Walker is need to be called upon, he will be available. But Dion Tialpa scores a try there. It's a great reward for South Sydney, who chose not to take the 2, despite the bench telling them when they got that penalty, they went for the attack and they scored.
Well, good to see as well. I mean, you are 1 and 9.
Yeah.
Tap it and go.
Absolutely. Yeah, particularly the way that they're playing, the confidence that they've got at the moment. It's been down for a number of weeks, obviously. You just continue to strike. 34 tackles inside the opposition half. 22 of those have been inside 20. Parramatta have had 1 tackle inside the South Sydney Rabbitohs half. Have not been down there at the moment.
It's an avalanche of possession for South Sydney. Here they are with had 22 minutes played. They've already scored 18 points. This is rarefied air for where they have been so far in this season. Last tackle, and it's Whiten down the short side. He'll kick towards Talagi. Just adjust as he tracks the flight back inside his own 10. And they'll begin again in familiar territory. Pretty much every time they've got the ball, it's been here inside their own 20. So they can get to their kick here. Simonson bouncing off defenders.
That'll help.
Harper there for a moment, but decided to take the tackle. Tane Mill as Lussick links up and they'll work it up here towards the 40-metre line. So Offa Hingawi is on deck. Good carry there. First touch. It's been injected into the game by Trent Barrett as Hopgood comes through Assey and then cut out ball there. Here's Sevo bouncing off defenders. Played eventually just outside the 30. Good meters here for the Eels in this set. Looking for anything at the moment. As the kick come down here, both Mitchell and Milner converging on it. Comes back to Mill now. He'll bring it away here and play it eventually for the Rabbitohs. A mix-up between Mitchell and Johnston it was coming in from the far side.
Yeah, well, from first glance, it looked like that maybe Mitchell got his hands on the ball. Oh, no, straight off Dylan Brown into the arms of Jai Arrow. It was the right call from referee. And they were building nicely.
Oh, racing out of the line, Campbell. Gillard. Shot there looking for an impact. Trying to get something going, and they need something desperately, Parramatta. It's Whiten to kick. It'll sit down as well. That's a clever one from Jack Whiten. The chase. He picks him off as well. Brings Talagi to ground and gets his team a goal line dropout.
Yeah, one of my favourite players, Jack Whiten. He competes on absolutely everything. I love the opportunity of him getting the number 6 on his back because he doesn't know any other way. Has been very good to start this game. Kick chase has been superb. Asking questions when he's got ball in hand. He earns his team a repeat set.
Eels continue to go short. This one will be too deep though, and Latrell Mitchell just coasting back. He's able to hand it off for one of the try scorers in Dion Taupau. The 22-year-old will play it there. 25 out from the Eels line.
Tallis Duncan into the action now. He's been terrific the last 3 or 4 weeks for the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Provides great leg speed in the middle.
Campbell Gillard getting a breather. Here is Saliva Havili. Bustle his way inside the 10 as Cook heads out to link with Koloamatangi, who had Lussick one-on-one for a moment there. Got some help eventually from Cartwright on that right-hand side. Cook, Whiten, Mitchell again. Simonson just gambling every time. But going to Latrell Mitchell, banking he's going to throw a pass in the direction out there of Alex Johnston. It's the second time Simonson has guessed right.
Yeah, very jumpy out on the edges for both sides of the Parramatta Eels. Feeling the threat and pressure of numbers on the outside. Did just enough. 17 sets in the way of South Sydney. Plays 5 completed sets. 17 plays 5.
Almost what Penrith did to the Sharks earlier on here on Super Saturday. Koloamatangi has the ball ripped away. There'll be
he's not in the
at least 2, if not 3, in the tackle there.
I'm not sure about that. That was a smart play from Talagi. Carried him in goal and then took the ball off him. Here, watch here. Blaze Talagi, he's obviously, him and Freddie Lussick are in there, and he walks him in goal. Now he's over the try line, steals it.
He was over the try line, but
the ball wasn't.
He was in the field of play, so somewhere the ball was between them. It's Duncan anyway.
I like the thought process.
It was close. It's Cook. Comes out there through the hands of White. Now Mitchell on the gallop. Finds Johnston! Johnston reaches out. It looked good. And he brings up number 190.
Well, he's had an incredible career of scoring tries out on the left-hand side. Loves scoring tries here at Accor Stadium. The replay will show it beautifully in the Harvey Norman replay. Latrell Mitchell out to their favourite side, and just have a look at his left foot, see if that stays in across the face of Tane Mill. And yes, Alex Johnston. And scoring tries has been a real issue for him this season. Jack White has played his hand beautifully. Latrell Mitchell's had a good start to this game. The tries confirmed out on that left-hand side. 4 tries to the South Sydney Rabbitohs. I go back. Jack White, beautiful kick. Come up with a chase. And since then, they've just applied the pressure. And they've continually come down that left edge.
What a moment for him now. Equal second with the great Billy Slater. The all-time try scorers list. And just 22 away from the king himself, Ken Irvine. He's led everybody for 50-plus years now with 212. There's 190 tries coming up in 220 games. It's a remarkable hit rate. He scores them at a better rate than Alex Johnston right here at Accor Stadium. Latrell Mitchell, a long way back, swings it across the face of the uprights. It stays at 22 points to 0.
Second most tries in premiership history alongside Billy Slater, but that's not the only try scoring feat for Alex Johnston with that try. That's 10 tries in 5 games against Parramatta, 18 tries in total against the Eels, the most he's scored against any team, equal with the Roosters. He's also got the most tries here at Accor Stadium. That's now 85 in 91 games. He is unbelievable on that left edge for South Sydney. And Latrell Mitchell, he's been playing that ball a couple of times tonight, finally gets it right, and Alex Johnston crosses.
Just his third for the season for Alex Johnston with hamstring issues. Some game time. There he is in game number 6 tonight. It brings up 190 tries.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Their first opportunity, an error coming out of their own end from the South Sydney Rabbitohs. I was just about to make mention, Koloamatangi, 14 runs for 116 run metres, 6 tackle breaks in this game. Still 11 minutes to go in the first half. On the flip side, Jermaine Hopgood up to 27 tackles already.
Damien Cook there just, I think he thought about a captain's challenge. There was a suggestion that he might have just kept that off the turf, but he wasn't entirely sure, so no point wasting it here just in case. 27 tackles inside the 20 for the Rabbitohs, none for the Eels. They'll get one here. As Lusk comes out to his left-hand side where Russell takes it to ground. And they begin just 5 metres out, looking for something. Off of Hengawi. There, the 3-man tackle. In fact, it'll be a penalty for a leg lift there by the Rabbitohs.
Risk of injury.
To that.
Hey, Joey,
was one of
they've got to clear it. Time's off.
Key points made by the referees in the NRL
Just
in the
wait there.
off-season.
Time's on the line. Go.
Players doing that, a second or third man in. It's Tuilagi. They'll play it here with insight of the liners. Lussick comes out to this right-hand side. Sean Lane through the middle. Coming off the bench tonight for Trent Barrett in that reshuffled back row combination. Lussick. A set restart here. 6 more plays coming up. Brown throwing some dummies. Stopped by Duncan and Cook. Really around the legs, make sure he hits the turf. Then again towards Hopgood. Here's off of Hengawi one more. Duncan launching himself at the middle forward. I think with a quick to play the ball. Brown shifts it on. Everybody jamming in for the Rabbitohs. And in the end, it's Blaze Talagi who grabs their first points of the evening.
Well, we did talk about we weren't sure what we're going to get this evening, but one thing we were was the fact there's going to be plenty of tries. 4 already coming the way of South Sydney Rabbitohs. Their first opportunity in this game. A defensive read there from Tane Mill to come in. And Blaze Talagi continues on his little journey throughout 2024, given the opportunity because Clint Gutherson is out injured, but this kid here is a superstar on the rise.
I guess it's no surprise, Corey, but the two worst defensive teams in the competition going head-to-head here tonight. And every time either of them gets inside the 20, they score.
That's correct. That is correct. Yes, both teams conceding up around 30 points a game throughout this season.
Blaze Talagi had an option for 2025 with the Eels and chose to take that up after some toing and froing. Certainly the Dragons were very keen to acquire his services, but he'll be an Eel through the end of next season at least, as Dejan Assi here will try and convert to bring it back to a 16-point difference. Strikes it well, it scrapes inside the left upright. It is 22 points to 6. Everybody can get along here tonight. I guess when you're running 17th and 14th respectively, very convivial atmosphere.
Yeah, he did well out on that right-hand side, Dylan Brown, under a fair bit of pressure to catch the ball and get it out for that man there, Blaze Talagi, who last week was outstanding. 2 try assists, 160 run metres. Come up with a try last week also. And it was also important that they were able to score next, the Parramatta Eels.
Don't forget, of course, tomorrow on the Sunday ticket, 2 games coming up. Broncos and the Titans, the all South East Queensland derby. And then following that, Warriors up against the Dolphins. Has everybody forgotten about Isaiah Katoa, the former star Penrith junior, who's been doing great things in the 7-jumper for the Dolphins in 2024 and again last year as well. And with all the injuries, Katoa has to be a consideration for Michael Maguire.
Well, he's a smoky for mine, obviously living in Queensland and seeing Katoa at first hand as an offload comes on the way. Well, the Parramatta Eels, they make some inroads, but no Nathan Cleary, Mitch Moses, Nico Hines, Cody Walker, Adam Reynolds, all out of the equation. Well, all of a sudden, Isaiah Katoa, yes, he does come into the conversation.
Now Sivo away down his left-hand side. Runs towards Mitchell, draws and passes. Russell off the back of a nice shift to the left edge. Scores a second try in double quick time for Parramatta.
Well, Micah Sivo come up with a couple of errors in this game, but this is beautiful. Nice shape out on the left-hand side. Nice ball playing there from Hopgood. Talagi finds Russell, does quick hands, and just have a look here, he gets it all wrong and then finds him on the outside, looming up. Sean Russell, and they've gone back-to-back in the space of minutes.
What was the over-under on amount of tries being scored here tonight between the two teams?
I think it was over 8 in the first half.
I'll be 14.5 the way things are going so far here this evening. Nice work by Micah Sivo. Looking in, couldn't find an option, realised Russell had doubled around the back of him, and they've gone in. An injury there for one of the Rabbitohs. We'll keep our eyes on that situation, but Sean Russell. 2 games against the Rabbitohs, 2 tries, and very quickly, 22-10, and the lifeless Eels to begin this game found a little bit of something. Reduce the difference to just 10. Manages to do that here with 5.5 remaining. In this opening half, it's still the Rabbitohs 22, the Eels now 12.
Yeah, well, they'll get great confidence out of this. We'll have a look at the replay. Just have a look at the work here from Micah Sivo. Very hard to do. Just catches out the peripheral vision there that Russell had come around to the left-hand side. Throws a blind pass, which was beautifully executed.
There is all the time in the world. And basically, if you hang on to the ball at the moment, you score. In stereo. It's Talagi who makes the catch off the restart. Alpha Hungawi here. Brings it back for Parramatta. They've already had 5 tries in this game. Talagi will play it there just outside the 20. Don't say 5, maybe one more than that. Here's a chance. again for the Eels. 6 more plays, and Cartwright has it on his own side of halfway. And in hands from dummy half. It's there from Brown. It's in it for Lane. Goes to ground, not knocked on by Parramatta, so get going again here. Lane takes them back in the right direction. We've got a full set of 6 here. Touch from the Rabbitohs to give them another set. Tane Milne left touching a jaw on the ground back behind the play. Here is Brown. Whistle with Jack White. Morgan Harper. Just a shot on suspicion here.
Yeah, he just tackled off the ball. And we see this happen from time to time. Penalty sufficient. Love to see Dylan Brown take the line on a little bit more. Beautiful play there from Cartwright. And just Jack White and getting caught up there. Then 30 metres out, full set of 6.
Wasn't loads in it. Jack White stayed on his feet and was able to make another tackle.
Sorry, mate.
A whistle.
Tackle 1.
Pass coming after the call of held there from Chris Butler. And spinning it across to Hopgood. Turns it back on the inside here for Offa Hengawi. They're in front of the uprights. Let's see if the trend continues. Hopgood showing it. Almost got away from Duncan. Comes back to Lane. Another set restart here. It'll be a penalty for the Rabbitohs being offside.
Yeah, Offa Hengawi dropped the ball there, but they're offside. Referee Butler was allowing the play advantage.
And Gutherson watching on. He'll be back in round 14, they're anticipating, off the back of that knee surgery he had. Minor as it was. Talagi runs towards Damien Cook, and he might have hurt him as well. Strong run. Puts him right on the front foot here. Play it through Offa Hengawi. Comes back from hands to Brown. And then Assi set upon by Michael Cheekham, jamming in. Some momentum from the right-hand side. They go towards his position. Russell looking for a second. Back in the ground there. Has he hurt an ankle here or a lower leg? He was inconvenienced. Play on for the moment. Goes for Assi now. Brown. Chance for Talagi. Good tackle there. Excellent. Right around the legs, made by Jack Whiten. What a try saver that was. The last play. Brown chipping it. Assi is there, knocks it backwards, play on here, Cartwright flips it to Sevo for the line, taken to ground by Jacob Gagai. Chris Butler wants to look at that situation earlier in the set of 6.
Who's the player, sir?
Advice from the bunker for the tackle on Sean Russell. The time where there are hip drops in almost every game at the moment.
The tackle previous is a hip drop action. Don't report. In the bin.
Latrell Mitchell on reports and placed in the sin bin. Watch it again.
And that's it. It's going to be a penalty.
Just turns his body, comes down on the lower leg there of Sean Russell. Wasn't a classic hip drop. Didn't lose his feet. It had the twisting motion.
It did.
Nothing else.
It did have the twisting motion. The crowd here don't like it. It's now Kelma with an offload out the back.
Comes to Sean Lane. So the Eels up against 12. The remaining 2 minutes. Next 8 in the second half. His hands. He works it back through Hopgood. Throws it there. Stopped by Duncan. Really also involved in the tackle. Only 10 the difference here. They can grab a try before half-time. It's very much game on for Parramatta. And feeds it across. Goes to Brown. Talagi now a tip on there by Harper has been called forward. Simonson thought it was play on. And Harper mystified that the tip on here, as he went to Simonson, has been adjudged to have gone forward.
Yeah, disappointing out on that right edge. They had to be patient through that set. Latrell Mitchell has just gone to the bin. Had plenty of time on the clock to set something up.
Let's go, guys.
He's not happy with himself. You see there, the last 10 minutes, well, 95% in the way of the Eels. The first 25 was the other way. We saw 22 points come to South Sydney.
Shot clock off. Waist nice and tight, mate. Head down. Damien, head
see
in.
what comes of that hip drop with Latrell Mitchell.
Pull in.
Obviously with Origin just around the corner. We saw what happened with Val Holmes.
Break.
Was charged, but it's a fine only for him. David Clemmer in the same game. 3 weeks.
Yes.
Wait and see. It's hard to predict anything at the moment in regards to those tackles and what may eventuate. Of course, Latrell Mitchell's record, judiciary, it's a poor one. Let's see what the match review committee makes of that tomorrow morning. For the moment, though, Rabbitohs is trying to get to half-time. They'll have one more play here as Koloamatangi, one of their 4 try scorers from the opening 40. He takes the tackle, the siren sounds, and at the break, intriguing game with Latrell Mitchell in the sin bin for the first 8 minutes of the second half for South Sydney, but at the moment, they lead at 22 points to 12.
Get his hands on the ball a little bit more. His best asset's his running game. We're in set for a second half here.
Damien Cook gets us back underway. The kickoff will go down to Blaze Talagi, the young fullback for the Eels. Well, Clint Gutherson is missing. Joe Offahengawi, he'll play it there through the hands of Brendan Hands at dummy half, and Kelma Tuolangi on that left-hand side of the field. They work it down the short side again. Good work here. Asi took it on to Sean Russell, who was on the end of that hip drop tackle as ruled by the bunker from Latrell Mitchell. He's okay to continue here in this second half. We'll hear a lot more about that situation with Latrell Mitchell. Big set here, as you're about to say, Corey, for the Eels. Pressure now, though, on Dylan Brown. And Parramatta have one more play. They swing it back. Asi will put it down the field. Gag eye there, just adjusting as it came to him. And they've gone the length of the field to have the Rabbitohs pinned inside the 10. Promising start for the man we saw fleetingly there in Trent Barrett.
Yeah, it certainly was. We saw some vision at Trent Barrett talking to his troops at half-time. They would have taken great confidence at the back end of that first half. The last 10 minutes, they had 100% of the ball, were able to score 2 tries. And they've started terrifically in their first set. 60 metres rolled up the field.
Jai Arrow, one of those 4 try scorers for the Rabbitohs, playing it there. Here's another one. Koloamatangi, an offload. Comes to Harper.
He's been superb to start this game, Koloamatangi. That's his 15th run, up over 122 run meters. He's struggled at different stages this season.
Wyden kicking from just outside the 20. He's had a chance there at 20-40, but outside the red stripe, not inside it. In the red zone, and here is Sivo bringing it back midfield for the Parramatta Eels. Supplied a lovely ball for Russell to score just before half-time, 34th minute in fact. And they crossed for the second time in the game. Simonson now, and the short side, offloading, comes back to Morgan Harper. On his right edge tonight for the absent Will Penasini. His hands almost gets mixed up there. Here's Cartwright coming down the short side. So creative. He saw something there. Almost produced something. Boy, there's been a couple of Rabbitohs left on the ground here. They're in all sorts of trouble. And the referee wants to have some time off to check out on the condition of both Jai Arrow and Tane Milne. No,
well, Jack Whiten's involved too. He's been given the trainer. The trainer is called to the sideline with a tap on the head for a HIA. Also, you see Arrow and Milne go head-to-head there. Well, the trainer was looking straight to the bench when he had Jack Whiten in his hand, which is out of screen at the moment. There's a fair bit happening here. Whiten's going to leave the field as he's doing now. You would think
Whiten had a situation earlier in the collision with Bryce Cartwright, who had them skittling like 10 pins.
Yeah, he saw an opportunity down the short side. Well, the game will get stopped in a second because both those players showed signs as we come out on the left-hand side.
Surely. Here is Talagi now. Hands, The Eels, remembering, up against 12 men here for the opening 8 minutes of this second half. Tuolangi at dummy half. Cleans it back. Asi kicks across the face of the uprights. Cartwright is there. Off the Rabbitohs' hands, it looked like. Away to Morgan Harper. And Parramatta are coming to get them. Contest there off the Dejan Asi kick. Fell to the Eels. Quick hands to Morgan Harper. And they're beaming, knowing for the kick to come, they might be within 4 and still with this one-man advantage.
Yeah, have a look at the Harvey Norman replays. The kick goes across again. Cartwright just get his hands up in the ball, bats it back to Dylan Brown. He was able to find Harper on the right edge. It's been a superb start in this second half for the Parramatta Eels. Right back with their first run. Marched 60 metres up the field. You'd think there'd be a little bit more come of what we just saw from the stoppage. You mentioned it was. Cartwright had an opportunity down the short side and sent them skittling.
So there's a bit to look at. Jack Whiten has come from the field for a head injury assessment. Morgan Harper, the Cheshire Cat, celebrating that try. Number 19 in his career. First against the South Sydney Rabbitohs, though. We also had Tane Milne and Jai Arrow left on the ground, and well, it was surprising the play was able to continue on after they went down, and you would have expected the Rabbitohs staff or the independent doctor would have said, well, hang on.
Well, based on the evidence that we saw from the players on the ground and the contact, we've seen it time and time again. And still, both players are on the field.
We'll come back to Jack Whiten's situation. We saw him come from the field in just a moment here. On the sideline, though, as he swing away to the left-hand side and stay at 22 points to 16. But they've got some issues, both David Furner and also Ben Hornby. Here was Jack Whiten into the shoulder there of Bailey Simonson. Left him a little bit dusty behind the play. Just watch there as he falls to the ground and just drops off the tackle eventually, and that's what saw him come from the field. He was in some distress back behind that play where we saw Arrow and Tane Milne crashing into each other's heads when they tried to tackle Bryce Cartwright.
Yeah, he saw the trainer go straight to Jack, and he signalled to the...
Time's still off, Jai. You need to go off,
There's
mate.
word coming through now, so now we'll see. Jai Arrow, the independent bunker, has made the call that Jai Arrow will have to leave the field for a HIA, as we suggested.
Just getting word down here on the sideline, guys. So Jack Whiten has been deemed a Category 2 HIA, as has Jai Arrow. So they will both be assessed and have a 15-minute window to try and pass that and come back onto the field in this game. Obviously, major issues for South Sydney, and still with Latrell Mitchell in the bin for another couple of minutes.
So we've got a couple of big reshuffles here. Tom Burgess, who is yet to appear.
He's prowling the sideline at the moment, Tom Burgess, and they put Kepi on. And they've moved Keon Koloamatangi out to this left-hand side.
So it's Blaze Talagi who makes the catch off the restart here. A lot going on in the last couple of minutes of this one, including a try to Morgan Harper. Just under 3 minutes remaining, while Latrell Mitchell, who's watching on from inside the Rabbitohs dressing room, can return to make it 13 on 13. And here's a spread again. Talagi on this right-hand side now. Such a confident young player. His old teammate Lachlan Galvin, on a losing effort, was very good for the Tigers. And here he is in this game, wowing them again for Parramatta. Brown heads out to the left-hand side. Cut out ball. Sivo puts it down. It might have been knocked on anyway on the way through to him. And the Rabbitohs hang on there, and boy, they needed that.
Yeah, they certainly did, because if it goes to Sivo, they're looking at a possible try in the left-hand corner.
Dylan, up now!
The cheek cam swung to ground there by Dylan Brown. Certainly got the Rabbitohs fans a little animated. Ball comes out the back, and now Havili takes it towards the 30 at Parramatta's end of the field. So tackles to play with here. And Zealous now at dummy half. Comes through Koloamatangi. Harper away to Cook. playing in the centres, reprising the role he filled for New South Wales in Origin last season. A much talked about role. Koloamatangi showing it. Nothing doing there as he runs to Kelma Tuolangi. And they were offside on that left edge.
No.
Rabbitohs lead by 6, you'd imagine here, despite being 17th and 1 win, 9 losses. They would take the 2 and push this out to an 8-point lead, which is exactly what they're going to do.
Here they were able to survive with only just the 1 try coming against while Latrell Mitchell was in the bin for that hip drop tackle. If you've only just joined us, there he is there, about to come onto the field.
Well, it will be fascinating tomorrow morning. The charge sheet is released from the 3 games. The Super Saturday edition right here on Fox League to see if Latrell Mitchell's name does appear. A controversial weekend already for hip drops and charges. Whether the hip drops or not, we've seen a plague of tackles just like that.
Yes.
In 2024, at some point, the NRL will have to up the ante as far as charges and suspensions for tackles that leave players injured, as we saw yesterday. So to Harper here from right beside the uprights. Push this out to an 8-point lead. Try scorer for the first time in the NRL in the first half, the young halfback. And he does make it 24-16 here. The Rabbitohs on top of the Eels.
Tiapa has had a steady game. Latrell Mitchell comes back onto the field from 10 minutes in the bin for the hip drop, as you mentioned. He'll be looking to make amends. Watching his team from in the sheds there, it's never easy spending time on the sideline for 10 in the bin, let alone watching your team concede some points. So I'll be wanting to make a real impact.
Stay on.
We are back to the full complement for the Rabbitohs now. 13 on 13 once again. As Harper makes the catch. The restart. Using on for Sean Kepi, who is back on deck here for South Sydney. And Zealous dummy half. Stands it off to Jacob Host, who heads up towards Tuolangi and company. To talk about off the opening 9 minutes of this second half after a frantic end to the first half, as the Eels came surging back. Mitchell disappeared to the sin bin. Koloamatangi.
He's been superb. That's his 18th carry. Koloamatangi.
The best part of 20 metres there. He can put him in excess of 150 for the game now as Harper on the right-hand side just turns Host underneath. Last play for South Sydney. There's Mitchell, who's been doing the kicking. And a floater here. Good luck with this one. Plays Talagi, though, as cool as you like.
Had plenty of heat coming towards him. You could hear the footsteps. It was a difficult kick to handle from Latrell Mitchell, who caught the belly of the ball and floating, as you said, was. Made it look very easy. There's Kepi, some strong contact over the top. Maybe just an accidental crusher.
Morgan Harper bounces back to his feet the moment he hears the whistle.
Azulis, very hard. I mean, you can't disappear out of that tackle. We see it so often.
They're placed on report as well, so something else for MRC to look at tomorrow morning. They'll be busy. Half an hour remaining here, or just under 8 the difference. Rabbitohs trying to protect this lead.
Just the way they're lined up now at the moment was Latrell Mitchell is filled into this left 3, which would suggest he's playing 5'8", and Johnston is back at the fullback role. So as Parramatta Eels come up with an error. Jack Whiten has left the field with a HIA. Latrell Mitchell has gone into the halves.
Watch this again as Hopwood to Tuolangi and just never got a hold of it. So an obvious one there for Chris Butler. Damien Cook, much talked about appearance in the centres for New South Wales after Tom Trbojevic injured his shoulder and pec in the early minutes of that game.
Well, Cook's out on the wing here at the moment. Latrell Mitchell playing 2 in, Cook on the far wing.
Tane Milne was on the wing outside. Cook for a moment there in what is a very different looking left-hand side for the Rabbitohs that they began the game with. They've got it here. Ben Hornby searching for his first win. His interim role after taking over from Jason Demetriou. Of course, news earlier in the week off the back of Magic Round that Wayne Bennett is returning to now the Heffron Park, not Redfern. He takes over the end of this year. Oh, now Kepi. He's clutching at a lower leg and going down. Joe Offahengawi. A problem with the stomach or the side. Watch this again. He is. There's a hip drop, and guess what's about to happen? What is going on in the NRL in 2024?
I don't know. I don't know. At no stage through my time of being involved in football clubs and coaching, etc., have I ever seen coaches coach that way, and that way going into tackles and losing your legs and putting pressure and applying pressure to the lower parts of limbs. It's not done. It's not coached that way. I don't understand.
It's going to go on the ball. Dangerous contacts under the leg.
Hang on.
I understand, but it's still dangerous contact.
Well, I'm just confused. I don't know.
This is what frustrates so many. You have a look at the crowd. They're up on their feet. It frustrates the living daylights out of the crowd, out of the people, out of the spectators. That man there spent 10 in the bin.
No bin. Here's your mark here.
Latrell Mitchell, he is incensed. He can't believe it. And frankly, neither can you or I. How is that any different?
You're
from
asking
what we
questions
saw
I don't have the answers for.
with Latrell Mitchell?
Let's stay with the play.
Absolutely at a loss as the Rabbitohs go on the attack. Here is Koloamatangi. Sean Kepi here from right in front of the uprights. Zealous comes back through Matangi again. Tom Burgess is out there now. He's waited a long time for his first appearance of the evening. Now, short ball here. Host playing some stopping from close range. Well, 2 plays remaining in this set. Let's go on Matangi again. Harper on to Johnston, who's a couple in from the wing, going very close. Last play, Cook, Grubbers, a scramble, reaching out. Sean Kepi, he thinks he scored. Sean Kepi grabs his first try as a South Sydney Rabbitoh.
And doesn't he enjoy it? Sean Kepi, the big front rower. He's had a strong game starting for the team tonight. They come out left-hand side. Johnston splits him open. And then Damien Cook sums it up beautifully. Blaze Talagi just caught on the short side, just half a yard out of where he should have been. And Kepi, through the legs of the Parramatta players, does enough. He gets there.
Kepi plants it down. The reaction enormous from his teammates. And it is 28 points to 16. There's a bit to talk about off the back of the last couple of minutes, Corey.
Oh, Harry Grant and Mel Meninga and Vonnie back at the studio. There'll be plenty to talk about tonight.
Post-game show tonight might go all the way to midnight to get through everything that's happened here on Super Saturday. A fascinating day which began down in Canberra. Latrell Mitchell, a little chat there with Bryce Cartwright. We go downstairs to you, Jake Duke.
Important try for the Rabbitohs there, guys, but a big blow here. You see the tackle that Jack Whiten copped a little bit earlier. He has failed his HIA, so he will not return to this game. So the Bunnies are going to have to continue with that reshuffled lineup with Latrell playing 5'8", Alex Johnston at fullback and Damien Cook in the centres. Jai Arrow, we're still waiting on word when there are 2 players in the bin at HIA. They get an extra 10 to 15 minutes to assess him, so we'll let you know when we know more.
Thanks for that, Jake. Just ticking all the boxes there for everything that's happened so far in this second half.
The one thing it has done is it gives everyone in the rugby league community that has been pushing for Latrell Mitchell to go into the halves a good look at it. Johnston playing the fullback role. Latrell Mitchell now playing up in the front line, the 6.
There he Here's barking instructions down the short side. It comes back to Koloamatangi, who wakes it up here just beyond the 40. Chance to kick early if they wanted to, but Mamazella thought Talagi wasn't squared there at marker and ducked out thinking there's going to be a penalty at a minimum. Here's Mitchell's kick off the side of the boot, this one. Towards Taupau, who makes the catch, pops it over the top. Chance there for Mitchell. Now Cook down the short side. Back to Latrell. A right-footed kick. A very good one as well. Post! There was a chance there as they all wrapped towards the right edge. It just went to ground.
There's some enterprising play down this left side. Players all out of position. Mitchell playing in the 6. Cook playing in the centres at the moment. They very nearly come up with a try. Now Simonson does it tough coming out of his own end.
Jai Arrow back on the bench, guys, has passed his HIA, about to rejoin the game.
Good news for the Rabbitohs and Jai Arrow, who, as you mentioned earlier, Jake, has had that shoulder issue, especially earlier in the season. Seems to be as fit as he's been all season at this point as we approach the midpoint of the minor premiership. Rabbitohs here. They'll play it there through hands as it comes. He'll kick towards the corner. Sending Gagai back towards his own line. He will wait. It goes into touch. And they'll bring it back out for a restart from their own 10.
They had nice weight on the kick there, Johnston, but just wanted it to stay in field. And apply some pressure. 23 minutes remaining. That's an eternity with these two teams that we've seen from some of the tries have happened in quick succession.
Mazelos from dummy half. Hands it off to Tom Burgess. He to work it away here through Gagai. Too many chances to do this game so far. Michael Cheekham. Outside backs get busy. Midway through this second half. Try a piece since the resumption. Matangi Milne wearing 3. It's played on the wing. Saw hands 2. Oh, he didn't maintain his feet here.
No balance.
You'll hear Chris Butler say he didn't maintain his balance. Playing, you've got to stay on your feet beyond the play the ball. Look again, they don't have to challenge this one. No interference there from Sean Lane, marker.
No, spot on. Yeah.
Let's go.
Onus is on the ball carrier to get to his feet, hold balance and play the ball. The Parramatta side all fanned out to the left-hand side at the moment.
Stay in there, boys. Ball in.
Their best chance since Morgan Harper scored that try back just 3 minutes into this second half is Edge Brown, who turns it back underneath and to Talagi. Time Tiger, then a Sea Eagle, now an Eel, driven backwards there. Sean Lane. Good carry here. His defenders with him, including Dallas Duncan, who's dispensed with the blinding white headgear. Campbell Gillard set upon there. Great tackle by Sean Kepi. Hands, it goes through Hopgood onto Lane. Again, another strong run here. Takes them all the way inside the Rabbitohs 10. He's done 4 plays, options either side. And they'll come to Hopgood. Goes out the back to Dylan Brown. Latrell Mitchell just monstered him.
Yeah, Hopgood was flat enough to pass him the ball.
He's on the ground still, back behind the players. Cartwright Rubbers, played out by South Sydney. This will be 6 more tackles for Parramatta. Over those fans, like the call. Referee thought a leg was stuck out. An attempted rubber by Bryce Cartwright. Jermaine Hopgood back on his feet. He's in at first receiver again. They bypass him. Comes across to Brown. Comes to put a left foot step on and defend on Duncan, who wraps him up. Hands. Campbell Gillard. Goes towards Zelos there. Trying to pick out the smallest man in the Rabbitohs defensive line. Hopgood. Goes to Johnston at the back. Talagi showing it a couple of times there. He had Sivo, who had, it looked like a couple of metres on the outside of Gagai. Talagi hung on to it. Here's a kick now from Arcee. across the face. Cartwright again. Another tip on. This one, though, goes towards the Rabbitohs. It's Damien Cook who ends up with it.
Yeah, they did well there, the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Parramatta didn't throw a lot of attack their way, not a lot of shape, just a lot of one-out running. They come up with a kick as Arrow back onto the field after passing the HIA and then tackles Street, making it real tough to come out of their own end. Tane Mill rolling the sleeves up.
And a good carry here. Cook gets in the dummy half. Now playing as a centre at the moment in this reshuffled lineup with Jack White and out for the rest of the game. Kick.
Go, boys, go!
Down here to find the space between Sevo and Talagi. It's a big Fijian who winds up with some pressure there on Taupau, who had his hands full and needed some help from Michael Cheekham. Here they are on the front foot. Talagi out of dummy half. Gets up to go again. Taken down there by Kepi. Two big carries by Sevo and Talagi, and they're back on the attack once again. Brown now, tipping it on. Left-hand side for Sean Russell. Both up through the middle here, so it'll be Campbell Gillard who just takes 10 or 12 metres. Two left in this set as Brendan Hands waits at dummy half. Dejan Brown, cut-out ball. Sevo, a little juggle. Set upon there by Gagai. Sean Russell did enormously well. Fingertip stuff there off his bootlaces. Brown, the kick out towards Cartwright, who is the target. Tapped it backwards. Talagi, no looker, intercepted by Latrell Mitchell.
Release the leg!
Mental telepathy there from Latrell to realise that pass was coming.
Yeah, he knew exactly what was happening out of the back of Blaze Talagi. Beautiful flick pass. And the anticipation of the superstar. Did a great job to find himself between the two players. Saved a certain try. And they hold on again, the South Sydney Rabbitohs. There's Arrow now.
Back out there, tearing into the Eels' defence off the back of passing is HIA. Cook inside the red line. Sevo just so nonchalantly just plays at it, knocks it down so it doesn't threaten the sideline. Gets back there to bring it back to play it just inside his own 20. So it's Russell. 30 points to 16. Just under 18 minutes remaining. His nightcap affair on Super Saturday. Hands waits. Driven into the field here while they're moving forward through Hesse Makatoa. To the final quarter of the game to get a chance for Trent Barrett. Barlow, good carry there. Puts them on the front foot now. Brown, Cartwright, takes it all the way to the line. Harper kicks back infield. Brown carries it off the right boot, but he can't come up with possession.
Yeah.
South Sydney have hung on. It was Tane Milne who's been ruled to have knocked it on though.
Yeah, it was the right call from first glance. It looked like there was a little bobble on the ground from Tane Milne. The crowd don't like it here at Accor Stadium, up on their feet.
The most obvious knock-on you've ever seen. Jeez, surprise. They do have a challenge left, don't they? Why did they not challenge?
Down. Stay on.
Maybe they've been burnt before with Tane Milne and a few challenges.
Quite possible. Here's Brown.
Clean
pick up in the end. And the Eels have it, so a chance here to drag themselves back into this game. Big wave. Makatoa. Left-hand side of the uprights. Go to Junior Barlow. Crash play. Big body to stop. They were able to turn him on his side and keep him off the turf.
Go three. Retrieve.
Comes back now to Brown. Throws it to Cartwright. 6 again here. No urgency required. Still going all the way. Sevo. Well, how did that happen? just sent the Rabbitohs to sleep in their defensive line. They all clocked off, and Mike Acevo, he could have moonwalked in.
One of the most skillful back rowers in the competition, Cartwright. It was a lead-up play from Junior Barwell. Skittled to the defenders, close to the line. He's tried to make an impact in his second stint. Johnston underneath. And then out this far right-hand side, Cartwright drops under, 6 again call, so he just drifts across field, looking for somebody, shows inside, mesmerising the defence. Jacob Gagai comes in on Sean Russell. A poor read on that right-hand side, and Cartwright just shelling peas. Fine Sevo, 30 points to 20. Kick to come.
Absolutely alarming for South Sydney, the way that opened up. Jacob Gagai just decided to jam in on Sean Russell, who was almost stationary because he didn't know what Bryce Cartwright was going to do. Tried to solve a problem on his own that didn't exist.
Well, they've had a bit of success down that left-hand side. And they finally go back there and they come up with some points. They've messed it up a couple of times. This time they come up with the right play. Wouldn't be surprised if they were able to continue to go down that left-hand side and put Gagai under pressure.
Arcee is 2 from 3 tonight. 14 left on the clock. It's stopped at the moment. Strike. Here's a good one. Bending back. Flags up for the Eels to make it 30 points to 22. Bryce Cartwright, as entertaining as always, Jake Duke.
Absolutely, elevated into the starting side 24 hours ago with Ryan Madison still out with that stomach issue he had last week, and it's a great ball here from Bryce Cartwright to find Mike Acevo for his 8th try in 6 games now, and a tough week for all the Parramatta players, especially Bryce Cartwright, who continually credited Brad Arthur with reviving his career here at the Parramatta Eels, but he puts that behind him to put in a good performance here tonight, an important try for the Eels with 14 minutes remaining.
It really is anybody's game at the moment, with Mitchell getting things back underway. The kick-off got out here to Blaze Talagi, gives it off to Regan Campbell-Gillard. No brake pedal there. Ran towards Host, and also Gagai took some stopping. That's old school Reg on that carry.
Certainly was. Well, we saw the difference when Barlow pushed off the back fence and made a bit of an imprint. Now, RCG, we've seen the replay box down the corner.
He was one of the New South Wales front rowers in Game 3 last season. The man whose place he took was his front row partner of the Eels, and Junior Barwell, who was axed for Game 3 after New South Wales dropped the first 2 games of the series. See if one of them, either of them, it's a great set after points here in just on 11 days' time. Big set here for the Eels. It is Arcee kicking out towards Russell, who's thereabouts, coming forward, put down by the Rabbitohs, knocked on by Parramatta is the call.
Well, there might be a challenge coming here.
Junior!
He's asked him 3
Take
times.
over there!
Not sure the referee needs to do that.
Keep their powder dry, given the replay we just saw. Good thing, because Sean Russell reaching back for that.
Waiting, boys.
And he knocked it on. Jack Whiten, looks like he's coming out for a 10-rounder. And he's on the bench for the remainder of the game as Campbell-Gillard. Well, he's trying to send a message to Michael Maguire here, and he's got 12 minutes left to try and do it.
Some big hombres coming together there. Burgess and RCG.
Davey Muwali back on deck here for the Rabbitohs. Ben Hornsby goes to his forward rotation once again. And another penalty.
Still dangerous. Too much force.
Watch this again and see. Out was Talagi, who was around the legs. Too much force was the call from Chris Butler. Thoughts, Corey?
It's been some interesting calls going this evening in the game. 30 points to 22, 11 and a half minutes remaining.
There's South Sydney just outside the 40. Make it difficult for Parramatta if they could score in this next set of 6 as Burgess will play it. Koloamatangi doing some ball playing this time to Harper, showing it on that right-hand side. Taking a good tackle by his opposite number there, Dejan Arce, as it comes to Koloamatangi. Ball out the back again. Picked up there by Mamazelis. Here is Latrell Mitchell standing, looking for Johnston. He arrived late on the scene though. Mamazelis jumping out from dummy half. Rabbitohs with one more play. Latrell is there waiting for the play the ball, and there's another penalty for a crusher.
It's the same one that he gave away, crusher.
Brown, you saw his reaction. Watch it again here as he just ends up on the back of the shoulders there on Mamazelis. It's another one of those ones where it just happens sometimes. It wasn't an obvious move to down on the back. It's just the force of the tackle ending up as it did. Penalty all the same. And it's Mamazelis who taps it. Tom Burgess dragging Brendan Hands with him. Only a couple of metres out. His right-hand side, no Whaley. Good tackle there by Campbell Gillard. Down to the right-hand side. Just good pounding it through the forwards at the moment. Great success to begin the game doing exactly that. Now Koloamatangi again. Very big halfback there at first receiver. Here is Mitchell. Nice stop. He looks towards the sideline saying, surely, sir, you saw something there. They didn't. Here's Koloamatangi now floating to the right-hand side. What he's doing for him on that occasion. He's been heavily involved for the Rabbitohs this evening. The kick here from Johnston, charged down by Campbell Gillard. Channeling Viliami kick out.
Yeah, huge play there, but it's a high-risk one. If you don't get the ball back, you put your team under enormous amounts of pressure. Got to do another set of six here.
Points really went with possession in that opening 40. We'll see if the Rabbitohs can bank some off the back of all of this they've had inside the 20. Burgess on the flat of his back. And here Mamazelis. Comes to Mitchell. His nose through the line. Cartwright's first up contact was good enough with some help. Cook spins, finds Mamazelis off the right foot. Campbell Gillard is there to wrap him up with the help of Mark Katoa. One more play here for the Rabbitohs. They're fairly flat on both edges, so it's Mitchell who grubbers, chasing through. Damien Cook playing as a centre. The speedster chimes in off a lovely kick by Latrell Mitchell. That's a big lead now for the Bunnies.
Well, it's not always the case. Due to injury and circumstance, Latrell Mitchell's found himself up in the front line, and it just may be an opportunity for South to get Latrell out of the fullback role and up the front line, because when he does, he has defenders holding off him. Had a little run only moments ago, took 2 or 3 to bring him down. This time is able to find a bit of space with a kick, and then Damien Cook on the outside just coming through. But he asks so many questions when he's in the front line. Latrell Mitchell.
Damien Cook filling in as he did, as we've mentioned, for New South Wales, playing as a centre. For Tom Trbojevic last season was a lightning rod for opinion. Speaking of a lightning rod, well, this man, he attracts opinions like nobody else in the game. I can't believe I'm going to say this to somebody who played all those games for Queensland, Corey Parker, but would you have him as a New South Wales selector in a Blues jersey here for at June 5 for game 1?
Well, to everyone that's listening, absolutely means nothing in my opinion. If you're picking based on the evidence you've seen this season, well, I don't think he makes the team, given some of the performances of the other centres in the competition. But if you're picking on potential, if you're picking on X factor, if you're picking on big game, well, he's absolutely in the conversation. How did that go? Well, answer it properly.
I'll take that. 7 games for New South Wales. Latrell Mitchell He scored 6 tries in those 7 games, 2 series wins. Hasn't played through injury and non-selection since 2021.
South first, then double. Knock it. Challenge. Benny. Got a captain's challenge. The on-field decision is a knock on South first, then a knock on from the Eels.
Well, we wait for the captain's challenge here. Let's just take a look at this first, though, as see the leap for the ball.
Latrell gets his hand to the ball first. We just need perspective on which direction the ball goes. Latrell knocks the ball on into Bailey Simonson. The challenge is unsuccessful.
So it will be the Eels who get possession. A quick reminder once again about the Sunday ticket lineup. Broncos up against the Titans, that one from 2 p.m. And then the Warriors at home. Oh, a big win for them during Magic Round as well against the Panthers. They needed that. They're 13th, going up against the Dolphins, who are 4th on the ladder. Big doubleheader coming your way right here on Fox League tomorrow.
Huge game for the Warriors to try and build off that performance that we saw last week.
So it's hands from dummy half. Comes through Assi and now through the middle, Jermaine Hopwood. 14 behind. They score 3 times, Parramatta. For how to do that, they pretty much have to score in this set of 6, you'd imagine. Campbell Gillard, Junior Barlaw. In the week in which they sacked Brad Arthur, it looks as though it'll be Trent Barrett picking up first loss of his interim coaching role in charge of the Eels as they come up with possession there. Nice piece of play again by that man, Latrell Mitchell.
Tackle 2.
One-on-one with Junior Barlaw.
Untangle.
To come up with the ball in a one-on-one strip.
Wait here, boys.
You see it replay, Barlaw picks out Latrell and does enough to get his hands on the ball. He's tried hard in his second stint, Barlaw, to turn the troops, as to Campbell Gillard.
So it'll be bragging rights for Ben Hornby, unless there's a miracle here in the last 5 minutes against his old halves partner from the Dragons of 20 seasons ago. They played together 7 seasons. Forward Illawarra. Mitchell's kick ricochets off the Eels, comes all the way back to Giant Arrow. Wasn't played at, so Arrow puts in a kick straight to Micah Sevo. I don't know if the right edge defenders will appreciate that too much. Here is Micah. He ran towards Jacob Gagai with a fair head of steam up. Not quite at full revs, but not too far from it. I'm sure they were out there saying, boy, thanks for that, Jai. That's terrific. Straight to Micah with room in front of him on the full. Hopgood. Now Brown. At the back. Talagi. Runs towards Crooks. Grabbed there by Milne. They take him into touch. That should do it tonight for the Rabbitohs.
Yeah, Magic Red, you see Latrell in the background, loves what he's seeing from his team, bit of desperation. He's shown some great signs again tonight, Blaze Talagi at the fullback. He's going to be a star of the future. Attract plenty of attention from the other NRL clubs. And the big talking point after the game will be on that man there. Well, he's made himself available for the Origin Arena, but if you've only just joined us, he spent 10 minutes in the bin for a hip drop tackle. We'll wait and see what the match review committee come up with.
Joe Offahengawi for the Eels also placed on report for a hip drop, not sin bin. That will get plenty of people talking beyond full time here tonight. Lots of storylines coming out of this game. Remarkably so for a team in the Rabbitohs in 17th position. Just their second win of the season here tonight after their only other win was also here at Accor Stadium. And they beat the Bulldogs. Namazelis comes across to Mitchell. Another floater, boy. Talagi was very good first time around. That was awful to take. It falls for Koloamatangi. He has his second try of the game. What a kick by Latrell Mitchell.
Yeah, beautifully executed kick from Latrell. Tough take for the kid in the number 1, Blaze Talagi. You see in the Harvey Norman replay, hits the belly of the ball, floats up. Talagi underneath it, does everything right, just dips away from him. And Koloamatangi right there on the spot has been their best tonight. Comes up with his second try, 23 runs, 188 run metres, 7 tackle breaks, 4 offloads. Koloamatangi, who was the incumbent edge-back rower for New South Wales last year, has been quiet by his own standards, but boy, hasn't he rocketed back to form in this game.
Yes, he has. Latrell, I mean, through the air, having made the catch earlier so well, we thought, boy, Blaze Talagi, you can go 2 for 2 here on 2 awful ones to try and catch, but that one, it was all over the place. I mean, he might have been a 10% chance. Such a good kick from Latrell Mitchell. And they've cracked the 40-point barrier here. Blinding start to the game. Goes down to a 22-0 lead in the 28th minute. As Johnston scored his 190th try to join Billy Slater there and equal second on the all-time list. And Latrell Mitchell, yes, he's happy that somebody in the crowd there might have got themselves a souvenir. It's 42-22.
Yeah, here's Matangi's tries. This is the first one, just barged over the desire, the intent, the want to get over under the sticks early in the match, and then 78 minutes into the contest, after a mountain of work, to find himself still competing is great signs, and he comes up with the rewards.
Stay in, boys. Stay behind.
Stayed alive on the play. Got the mistake from Blaze Talagi. Now they go short. Parramatta. Losing his footing there was Tane Milne, and it means the Eels have it. They'll get the last say here potentially. Just on 2 minutes remaining. Brendan Hands ends up with it. Comes to Dylan Brown. He goes to Hopgood. And the Gillard here will work it towards the 20. It'll be fascinating to see what happens with the New South Wales and Queensland teams all game one. That Blues team, given all the injuries of the fall in the halves. Well, Hopgood, he plays it.
Yeah, Hopgood's worked himself to a standstill.
Brown, here's Talagi again. What a pass. Sevo beats 1, beats 2, gets it all the way into the in goal. Has another one here for Parramatta.
Well, how strong is Micah Sevo? Just sticks the right Duke out and just holds off defenders. Have a look at this. In the Harvey Norman replay, out on the left-hand side. Dylan Brown out the back to Talagi, does a great job to catch under pressure and find the pass, and then to hold off G-Cam with one arm. Big Micah. That's such skill from Talagi.
He's a prodigious young talent, this Blaze Talagi, and that pass there just underlines that point with the tip on for this man, Micah Sevo, who once he beat 1 was going to be more than a handful to try and bring down.
Well, the pleasing thing is, he dropped the ball only moments ago that led to the try for Koloamatangi off a kick, but he doesn't go into his shell. He doesn't sort of just sit back in the game. He still continues to go at it, and he provides a try for his team on the left edge.
Ussie's attempted conversion away to the right-hand side. So a tough one for Trent Barrett, who has already foreshadowed the possibility that, let's get through this week. He said this wasn't the time for changes, but there'll be some changes coming up down the track. Blaze Talagi, he could well stay in the fullback role for Trent Barrett. I think Gunnarsson might move into another role in the back line somewhere.
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind it. From what we've seen from Blaze, he's got X factor, he's got speed, he's got unpredictability, he competes hard, he's still obviously learning his craft, but the injuries that we've seen from Gufferson might just find him in the centre.
Very talented 19-year-old. He'll be here to make the catch off this restart. And now here's a big shift on the kickoff by the Eels. It comes back to Jermaine Hopgood, who will tackle there, just inside the 20. Campbell Graham won't see him back until around about round 18 is the thought from the Rabbitohs camp with his sternum issues. Brown down the short side. Simonson, he's away, kicks in field. It went past hands. Talagi was there. He couldn't come up with it. And it's Taupau who throws himself on the ball here. And that'll probably do us for action tonight at Accor Stadium. Big win by the Rabbitohs. Just their second of the season. Damien Cook says that'll do it. And at full time, it's South Sydney. They finish with a flourish, and they've taken down the Trent Barrett-led Parramatta Eels here, 42 points to 26.